Hang on, Greg. Hang on. Hang on. All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome once again to the Enhanced Sports Talk Show. My name is Louis Tenor, and a happy week before Thanksgiving here. I just want to make a note that we will not be on the air next week due to the Thanksgiving holiday because I want everybody to enjoy it with their families. So, you know, because I haven't taken a break all year, and I think this would be the more appropriate time to do it. So, but we'll resume on December 7th for the final two shows of this year. Anyway, the number is 512-543-4662. Again, 512-543-4662. And we'll be here until just before 6 o'clock when Rizal McGee takes over his fine show, the DMV Sports Show, which happens every Saturday from 6 to 7. And don't forget, Kevin Nixon, mostly Monday nights, but schedule might change here and there. Mostly from 7 to 9, except during football season, which is from 6 to 8. So we got that out of the way. All right. I'm gonna. Oh, don't forget, check us on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in theenhancedsportshow.com, and voila, you'll hear the show in its entirety. Well, my voice anyway. All right, I'm gonna start off a little bit different. Normally we do about baseball and for whatnot, but we have one of our other regulars here who has some interesting news to bring on women's college soccer. So I'm gonna unmute everybody, but listen what he's saying, and then you can respond if you have any comments. All right, let me bring my crew here. All right, where do you go? Steve Davidson. All right. Okay, hold on. Steve Kent. Mikey Diane. And Greg with his news. Okay, Greg, go ahead. That's Detroit. Yeah, I heard. I was watching the game. Sort of. Well, yeah, because you did beat the number one team. I mean, Vanderbilt beat the number one, see Florida State last night in a thrilling game. Yeah, right. Or should Yes. Okay, that's what happened. In the first half? Okay, right. Okay. Sure. Yes. I was looking for her, Greg, but I couldn't really find her. I was, looking at for the first half of the game, and I know she's number 99. I was trying to find her there, but I couldn't see her. I saw it on the video. Right, yes. I'll bet. Yes. Yeah. Right, right. Yes. Mhm. Is she gonna is she ready for tomorrow's game, though, or is she still gonna be out? Okay, alright. Of course not. Yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Very good, very good. Well, I'll be rooting for tomorrow, and if those it's on ESPN2, you said, right? Okay, because yeah, okay. If you guys have a streaming device, look for it. If you guys can have if you guys have ESPN Plus on your streaming service, if you do, try to watch it because they're pretty good. Or go to your computer and go do it the other way. Yeah, but I'll be looking for tomorrow, Greg. Yeah, I know. Yes, really. Mhm. Yes, right. Please do. Oh, Greg, does she have any thoughts on does she follow the women's soccer league, the NWSL? Because their championship game is tonight. Okay. Yeah, I know. I saw it too. It looks horrible. Yesterday's game was a mess. Right. Tonight's game is against Orlando and Washington. So if you have any thoughts on that, you can tell it now. If not, then I'll just move on. All right. I'm gonna go with Washington anyway. But I saw yesterday's Seton Hall game. Oh, yes. Yeah. No, you can't. You can't. You're right. Well, sure, of course. Yes, yes, right, correct. Yeah, if you can say that again. Yeah, it was horrible. No, yeah, correct. Alright, okay. Well, keep me posted on tomorrow, Greg. Thanks. All right. Give my best to Kayla. All right. Remember, guys, some of these people I actually know. So that was the thing right there. All right. So on to baseball. The awards have been handed out, so I'm gonna go through over as much as possibly can. If anybody has any thoughts on it, feel free to ring in. One at a time, please. All right. So first up, Tyreek Skubal now has a trophy honoring the best pitcher in the American League to accompany his title as the AL Triple Crown winner. The Tigers lefty unanimously won the AL Cy Young Award on Wednesday, receiving all 31st place votes by the Baseball Writers Association of America. It's quite a defensive, yeah, it's quite an honor for who won on his own birthday as well. In a muddled group behind Seth Lugo of the Royals, finishing second with 14 first place votes, by Emmanuel Clase of the Guardians, Cole Reagans of the Orioles, and Logan Gilbert of the Mariners were all picked by at least one writer as the best pitcher behind Skubal. Although that's really not much of a fair contest. I mean, he won unanimously, and everybody else was left in the dust. On the yellow side, no surprise here. Chris Sale, the century of the Braves, took home the award after pitching the Triple Crown, but the decision was not unanimous. But still by an overwhelming majority, which didn't surprise me much at all. Scuba finished 18-4 with an ERA of 2.31, 39, excuse me, with 31 starts, with 228 strikeouts, 192. I love the AL in strikeouts, wins, and ERA, making him the AL Triple Crown winner as the first one in his first season with the Tigers. All right, I'm going to go to Steve Kemp first on this one. What do you make of Schoolball, the National League, and American League and Sale, the National League, winning the Cy Youngs? Ah, yes, of course. Mhm. All right. Steve Davidson? Right. It's controversy in everything, Steve. Yeah, but there's controversy in everything no matter how you look at it. Mike, a Scooble or Sale? Okay, what about Sale? He is one of the best too, even though he's not with the Red Sox anymore. And Diane. Yeah. Yeah, and it was and, that was a good choice, especially Skubal. And hopefully I can get somebody in here. Yeah, right. I was doing that myself. All right. Yeah, more we got more awards to do. The awards were handed out as early as Wednesday, and well, they were actually out throughout the week. Okay, I got one for managers of the year. Stephen Vogt, it's VOGT, won the American League Manager of the Year just 2 seasons after retiring as a player and his first year on the job. Now, how about that? His first year. The Guardians skipped the Gargoyles. Guardians. Excuse me. So anyway, the Guardian skipper was named the American League Manager of the Year on Tuesday, beating out Royals manager Matt uh, Quatrino of the Tigers and Tigers manager AJ Hinch. I know someone's not going to like that. In all AL Central affair, and just like in the division standings this year, the Guardians come out on top. Well, how do you like that? Even though they didn't do so well in the standings this year, but still. Hmm. Okay, Mike. Hopefully, be back. Okay, where did Mike go this time? Anyway, getting back here. Oh, oops. Okay. The Guardians. Okay. Vote received 27 of 31st place votes from the Baseball Writers Association of America, or the BWA for short. Um, Quintero receiving just two and Hinch only one. Oh boy. Joe Espada of the Astros, Aaron Boone of the Yankees, and Matt Costi of the A's, and Rocco Ballardini of the Twins. Alex Cora received either second or third place votes. Well, Boone hardly got any of them. Wow. Voit announced his retirement just 2 years ago after 10 seasons in the majors as a player. He began his coaching career as a bullpen and quality control coach for the Mariners in 2023, then jumped into the managing position 1 year later. According to MLB, Voit became the quickest a person has ever gone from a player to a manager of the year. The previous record holder was Joe Girardi, who went from playing in 2003 to winning the award as manager in 2006. That's right, our very own Joe Girardi. The Guardians needed a change from their 76-86 season last season, 2023, and they got it with Voit. Gotta give him credit, though. I mean, 1 year just removed from playing, and all of a sudden he goes from playing to manager of the year. That's quite remarkable. I mean, because first year managers don't work out so well. I mean, they have to get the feel of the team and know them and whatnot, and to become a manager of the year just like that, that's pretty incredible. Usually takes about 3 or 4 years at best to win the award, but Voigt got the job done. I mean, okay, the Guardians didn't do so well, this season, making the playoffs and whatnot, but still a remarkable accomplishment for Voigt. Yeah, that deserves to be recognized. Any thoughts on the manager of the year? I did that myself. Yeah, that is a shock though. AJ Hinch. AJ Hinch. I think only one. Does no, it doesn't usually. Yeah, because you didn't turn out that way. Yeah, yeah, because I was thinking to myself, it does, especially in the first year, it doesn't always turn out that way either. It takes time for a manager and the team to get to know each other well enough, and gets up with the roster. So this is very surprising, but nevertheless very welcomed. I was yeah, yeah. I didn't think camaraderie existed anymore, but I guess they did. I guess it does. Oh boy. All right. Anybody else? Okay, I'll move on. Okay, Yankee fans, I got some good news for you. Aaron Judge won his second American League MVP for a season that might be even more impressive than his 62 home run season. How do you ask? I will tell you. The Yankee slugger was voted unanimous, the unanimous winner by the Baseball Writers Association of America. This was his first time the vote was unanimous. In 2022, he lost out to Shoni Otani by two votes. And Otani won the NL MVP. AL MVP, I should say. Bobby Wood Jr. was unanimous vote for the second of the Royals. Gunnar Henderson of the Orioles, Jose Ramirez, also of the Orioles, and just his teammate Juan Soto received third place votes. Judge joins Mickey Mantle as the only Yankee player to win an AL MVP in unanimous fashion. Judge finished the year with 58 home runs and 140 RBIs. That's the most RBIs since the Yankees last won the World Series back in 2009. Perish the thought, though. Ugh, that long ago. Yuck. So, any thoughts on Judge? Not that I was surprised by it, although maybe Otani would have won the MVP because of his masterful performance this year, with the first being 50-50 at least. So maybe a little bit of surprise here, but all in all, I think Judge deserved it as well. So, any thoughts on Judge winning the AL MVP? Think so? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because don't forget the MVP counts it as regular season, not postseason. Steve. Uh, yeah. Yes. Before. Yes. Sure. That's how some people. That's how sometimes you lose it because you run out of gas in the postseason and you don't win. No, no, he has. Yeah, he does tend to choke in the playoffs a lot. Yeah, choke signal. So I'm not. Yeah, so it's not surprising there. But yeah, I mean the Yankees, pretty much breezed through the division playoffs, and then when it got to the league championship, they kind of fell off a bit. And once they lost that first game to the Dodgers, like, okay, this could be a big problem. They were lucky enough to win at least one game, but other than that, you know, didn't turn out the way I expected. Okay, so I'll move on. We did the AL MVP. Now we go to the NL MVP. This should be no surprise, as the NL MVP goes to who else? Shoni the Money Otani. What else is the Baseball Writers Association announced on Thursday that Otani won the MVP award in unanimous fashion. Again, no surprise. This was his third MVP overall, but it was first in the National League and a World Series victory to boot. Yuck. Otani is the first player since Frank Robinson to win the MVP in both leagues, but is the first player in MLB history to do it twice unanimously. Big difference. Francisco Lindor of the Mets finished second in voting. Sorry, Mike. And grabbed 23 of 30 first place votes. Not bad, but not enough. Ketel Marte of the D-backs finished with 5 first place votes. And Marcell Ozuna and Chris Sale of the Braves finished with a measly 1 vote each. One. Ugh. And although Otani didn't pitch this season due to recovering Tommy John surgery, he had a remarkable season being the DH and became the first player in MLB history to hit record at least 50 home runs and 50 steals in the same season. He finished the regular season with 54 home runs and 59 stolen bases in 63 attempts. Otani came to the Dodgers after spending 6 seasons with the Angels and didn't have much of a prayer. Then signed a 10-year, $700 gazillion deal with the Dodgers in the offseason last year. So you go from a miserable, sad excuse for an American League team, namely the Angels, and voila, you win a World Series with the Dodgers, which I find sickening. Yeah, yeah, we're going over the NL MVP. Sorry about your boy that didn't get the NL MVP, but Otani was just too strong, Mike. As if you haven't noticed, I mean, just too. But like I said, your boy, came in second. He had 23 vote. He had 23 first place votes. Francisco. Yeah, I say Lindor, but okay. Yeah, you gotta be proud of that. I mean, even though he didn't win, you're still gonna be proud of him for having and the season they had, and starting the season off lousy. I remember starting off the season, lousy with uh 0-6 and thinking they were gonna be dead in the water by June, but the Mets made quite an effort later in the season and was fortunate to get to the NLCS. So it's quite an accomplishment for your Mets this season, Mike. Did better than I thought. Yeah. So congratulations on that. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna run down some other awards just to save some time here. Okay. So other accomplishments as well go like this. Okay. Where do we want to go? Where do we? Oh. Um. Okay. We did the Cy Young winners. Rookie of the year in the American League goes to Luis Gil. He became the 10th Yankee to win the AL Rookie of the Year after completing a 15-win season, which included 171 strikeouts and 151 two-third innings in 29 starts. Sorry to disappoint you, fans who hate the Yankees. This one, okay, I don't know what to make of this. Well, you guys be the judge. Pittsburgh Pirates rookie Paul Skenes exceeded massive expectations to go 11-3 with a 1.96 ERA, and the Pirates rookie record 170 strikeouts en route to National League Rookie of the Year honors less than a year after he was drafted first overall. But I think in the second half of the season he started to fall off a bit, and I was kind of thinking, well, is his first half performance, of the year going to be good enough to get Rookie of the Year? Because and Pittsburgh was doing well up until about the end of May, and then the Pirates just became the Pirates they've been for the last 30 years, which is basically nothing. But Skinny has had enough to pull it out. I mean, the ERA is terrific, but when the Pirates started losing, I wasn't so sure if Skinner was going to enough to get the honor, but he made it. So, does anybody think that Skeens did deserve it, or should it went to somebody else? No. Yes. Right. Right. Yes. Right. Okay. All right. So moving on, and NL Manager of the Year went to Pat Murphy of the Brewers as they got the Brewers to a 93 win season. So that takes care of that. All right. Other awards that are just as noteworthy. The Hank Aaron Award went to Aaron Judge and counterpart Shohei Ohtani of the National League. Adds the respective crowd trophy cases were named the Hank Aaron Award winners. The award recognizes the best offensive performer in the American and National League, and deservedly so. Now for the Roberto Clemente Award, okay, which is recognition for extraordinary efforts to build healthy and active communities in his native Venezuela. KSA Royals captain Salvador Perez was named the winner of the Roberto Clemente Award. The honor is best bestowed annually to the player who best represents the game of baseball through extraordinary character, community involvement, philanthropy, and positive contributions both on and off the field. And that's a very deserving award. For those of you who don't know, Roberto Clemente played for the Pirates, but died in a plane crash in late 1973. Outstanding DH. Hmm. Okay. As you had Tommy John surgery, well, what do you know? Shohei Ohtani, outstanding DH. Oh, what a shock that is. Chris Sale wins the Comeback Player of the Year after coming off an injury plague, after coming off 4 injury plague seasons. He led the MLB at 18 wins and played baseball with an ERA of 2.38 and did that at age 35 years old. Wow, which is not that young in baseball, folks. And Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase earned the American League Reliever of the Year after logging an 0.61 ERA, the third lowest mark in a season, minutes of 15 innings pitch, and an 0.66 whip and 47 saves. And a Harvard went to the Cardinals' Ryan Hesley, who set a Cardinals mark with 49 saves to go along with a 2.04 ERA and 79 strikeouts in a mere 66 and 1/3 innings. Wow, not bad. Okay. And of course, World Series MVP. Oh, what a shock. Freddie Freeman tied a World Series record with 12 RBIs and became just the second player to homer in 4 straight games in the World Series, including the Grand Salami in Game 1 that wrecked it for the Yankees. Ugh, just sick. Just sickening. Bobby Witt Jr. was named the Heart and Hustle Award as voted on by retired and active MLB players. All right. Yeah, that takes care of that. So, all in all, not a bad list of award winners. I don't think so. Anybody agree? Yeah. Right. Oh, sure. Right. All right. I got some rumor mill here. After more than a year of rumors, the Reds trade former rookie of the year Jonathan India to the Royals. The Reds sent second baseman and outfielder Joey Weimer to the Royals for pitcher Brady Singer, addressing one of the biggest needs of the offseason and loosening up an infield logjam that more easily fits the return of Matt McLean and possibly more playing time for Santiago Espanol. It was tough to trade Jonathan, said team president Nick Rao, but you know what I'm saying? A man's gonna do what a man's gonna do, right? Right. He is a good player. We drafted him as a college guy. He is a good person, but we felt it was something that could help us with our pitching staff. Singer didn't do so well though. He only had 9.13 record with a 3.71 ERA. That's kind of like borderline with 32 starts and 179 innings pitched for the Royals last year. He was 18th pick in the 2018 draft and not a very impressive record at all. 36 and 44 with a 4.28 ERA. That's not very promising, is it, guys? That's not really great numbers right there. A losing record and a mediocre ERA. That's not what I don't think it's what you would want. I know I wouldn't want it. Ugh. So he joins a lineup that includes Nick Green, lefties Nick Lodato and Drew Abbott, returning right-hander Nick Martinez, and prospect Rhett Lauder, who had a 1.79 ERA this season. I still don't think it's those aren't very promising numbers coming into the team. For next season, your ERA is up and your record isn't that great, not impressive at all. So I don't know, not a very good outlook for that. I would think not at all. Okay, so we'll move on. Okay, MLB strikes out on playing in San Juan, Mexico City next year, said by Rob Manfred at the annual owners meeting this week. The only international game this season will be when the Giants beat the Dodgers to start the season in Tokyo, Japan in March. We won't be going to San Juan. We did have, despite a lot of efforts, we did have an agreement that made economic sense for us. We'll like to do San Juan at West Bowl next year. I hope it all works out in the in the future. Manfred told the Associated Press, a very well respected publication. I'm sure we'll be back in Mexico City during the terms of the agreement. We really had an aggressive international play undertaking last season. Obviously, we are playing in Tokyo, and that's our main focus right now. It's good for business reasons. The agreement Manfred is referring to is the current CBA, or they call it the collective arguing disagreement, that runs out in 2026. The CBA calls for an opening series in Tokyo, wait, a series in Mexico City, and a series in June for Paris, and for September in San Juan. The Paris games were called off last November because a promoter could not be found. Basically, MLB said it would not be making enough money for these games, so they canceled them. How do you like that? Well, I can say for that, you're out. Yeah. For 2026, the CBA called for games to be played in Mexico City in May, London in June, and San Juan in September. Also, 2026 is the year of the World Baseball Classic, which will involve 20 teams in an international tournament. And the 2025 schedule was released in July. Hmm. I mean, you want to do the global growth of the game, and now I think you just killed it because you won't be playing those cities you thought you were going to play next year. So, does this hurt the global growth of the game, Steve Kent? Yeah, but Mexico and San Juan, they have a very large Hispanic population, and Latin American fans, they love MLB baseball. So I think this puts a little bit of a damper on it. Ah, yes, yes. Mm, right. Yes. Right. Uh-huh. True. Obviously not. Oh, not at all. Right, of course. Yeah. I think I have to agree with that. Anybody else agree with that? Or does anybody else think differently? Yeah. Toronto. Yes. Right. Like welcome Roger and Dana to the show. Yeah, I just got some more comments. Go ahead, Steve. Go on. I just want to welcome more to the show. Yes. You did say Dominican Republic, right? I thought you said Banana Republic. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Just a little joke. Just a little joke. Just a little joke. Yeah. Yes. Hey, Jimmy. Welcome, Jimmy, Roger, and Dana. All right. We'll go over the schedule a little bit. Okay, so yeah, so move on from there. Right. Yes. Hello, Dana. Alright. Yeah, so I wouldn't say it killed it, but, it really is a little bit disappointing. Especially for Landmark fans who, just like I say, love the game of baseball. So I thought maybe, it presented like a little bit of a little bit of a backslide. But like we said, they should be back before the agreement runs out. It's probably going to happen. All right. Oh, Jimmy, you're an Eagles fan, right? Uh-oh. I got some bad news for you. Devonta Smith is out. Devonta Smith is out for tomorrow's game against the Rams. Yep. Well, yeah, with a hammy. Smith was not at practice all week. Yeah, hold on. Smith was not at practice all week and will miss the second game of the season and just his third overall of his career. Now that's interesting. He was inactive for week 4 with a concussion. Yowza. Smith leads the Eagles in receptions with 4 touchdowns and 41 interceptions, and is second with 516 receiving yards in 9 starts this season. Not bad, but that's kind of like a little bit of a, at this time of the year too. Oof. So the former Heisman Trophy winner has 281 catches for 3,064 yards with 23 touchdowns in 59 games with 58 starts. Not bad. That's since the Eagles drafted him 10th overall in 2021. Eagles are 8-2 and on a 6-game winning streak as they face the Rams tomorrow and are just only behind the Lions. So, what do you make of Smith's injury, though, Jimmy? Is this gonna hurt him? Is it gonna hurt him? Is it gonna make not much of a difference? Because now we're in the deep part of the season where you need every player you can get. Yeah, you think? Yeah. Still though, yeah, but still, that's a lot. We only got 6, 7 weeks left in the season, and you need every player you can get. Otherwise, your season could go from worst to first to worst in a matter of about 2 to 3 weeks. Well, maybe not the NFC East because the Giants and the and Dallas are not doing so great, even though they play each other on Thanksgiving Day. Like, yuck. All right, yeah, I got some news on the Giants, and I don't think that we're too surprised by this, or if you are, I don't know why. But the Giants have released quarterback Daniel Jones. The announcement came today. Oh, what a shock! Well, yesterday, I should say. One day after he read an emotional statement that basically meant goodbye to the organization and the fans, owner John Mora sent a statement that Jones came to his office and asked him to be released. Jones will technically be placed on waivers, but considering his contract, he will end up being a free agent. He was in the second year of his 4-year, $160 million deal that he signed in March of last year. There was no guaranteed money after this season, and once he cleared waivers and was released. The Giants will take on 47.1 million in dead cap money and 22.5 million next season. That according to Sport Track. I think that's what it says, Sport Track. They will also pay out his entire $35 million salary. Why on earth would you want to do that? On a positive note, Tommy DeVito, our local hero, will take over for Jones. He took over for Jones after he was benched last season, and now is the starting quarterback. Well, let's just hope that nothing happens to him. I knew you liked that, Mike. Well, let's just hope that he can stay healthy. And let me tell you something, Mike. If DeVito gets hurt, you're really in the doghouse. So, right. Yeah, well, unfortunately, that didn't turn out so well. I mean, in the sixth season, he only had one winning season, one playoff appearance, but for the most part, he has been nothing more than a mediocre quarterback. I mean, you went to take over Eli Manning, who was at the end of his career and hoping he was going to be the next Eli Manning or whatever. Instead, no, not at all. No, it is, it isn't. But I think maybe they expect a little bit too much out of him. Yes, I still think he expect too much. Rogers, since you're kind of like a Giants fan, um, what do you make of this? I mean, I'm not surprised by this at all. What about you? I understand that, yes, but considering how he's been, he's like, enough is enough. So it didn't surprise me with this move at all. I thought it was going to happen even sooner than that. But he gave himself a fair chance, and the Giants gave him a chance. But there comes a point where you got to say, well, I'm not doing so well. I got to get out. So I'm not shocked at all. Right, Mike? Yeah. Yes. Always. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Mm, right. Yeah. I get it. All right. Well, Brock Purdy was not at practice on Thursday, which putting his status for the game against the Packers in question, and probably won't play at all. While the 49ers didn't make an official announcement at the time, Purdy was listed as out on the injury report. He was listed questionable and then was downgraded to out. So forget it. Right shoulder soreness had limited him in practice on both Wednesday and Thursday, and was not in the team's final practice before leaving for Green Bay yesterday. At Thursday's practice, Purdy's participation consisted of soft throws, while the rest of the 49ers, three other quarterbacks, went through drills under head coach Brian Greasy. Purdy stopped about 5 minutes, and his shoulder worked on by trainers and went back to the locker room, according to reporters. Purdy was hit on his right shoulder in last week's loss to the Seahawks, though he did finish the game. But Purdy did not throw more than 10 yards after the hit. There was no indication afterward, though, that Purdy was injured. So now they will turn to Brandon Allen and Josh Dobbs as the backup. And to make matters even worse, defensive end Nick Bosa is listed as out within a week problem. He suffered the injury in practice, but played through the injury on November 10th against the Bucks. Bosa left last week's game against the Seahawks in the third quarter and did not return. After the game, Bosa told reporters that he hurt his oblique while compensating for the hip injury. Oh boy, it just gets worse. You're already playing injured and you injure yourself again. You got a hip injury, you should have sat out. Then you aggravate another injury, and now you're in double trouble. Oh boy. Uh, I mean, injuries do happen, but if you're already injured, why would you want to add more to it? A hip injury doesn't, go away, in just like 24 hours. It takes about a week or two to, you know, fix that. So not a smart move there. And now you just cost your team, and you're in a lot of trouble here. Not a very smart move. Okay, I got one more football note here. There's going to be a change in this NFL schedule. Yesterday, the league announced that it was moving Week 16 between the Browns and Bengals. They reflects the Thursday game replaced by the Broncos and Chargers. This is the first time that the NFL has used its Thursday flex schedule that was created just last season. You got to remember, though, I mean, that's not a very attractive matchup here. This will sure give fans a better play vacations into a primetime slot and changing travel plans for fans just a few days before Christmas. As it stands, 4 weeks before December 19th, the Browns at 3-8 will face the 4-7 Bengals, which is not really a must-see matchup. Let's get that straight right now. The 6-5 Broncos and 7-3 Chargers would be a better matchup as they could be battling for a playoff positioning. Maybe. The Browns versus the Bengals will now play on December 22nd, a Sunday afternoon game on Fox, while the Broncos and Chargers will play on the Thursday night game on the 19th, which is a better move because at this point, you want to see the best games possible. For those of you who got that Amazon Prime, you really want to see a matchup with teams not going to the playoffs and are just finishing out the season. No, I wouldn't want to do it. You know, you gotta go with the best matchups now, especially this time of year. I wish I could say the same was gonna be for the Giants and Cowboys. No, one of those teams. If the Cowboys win, I wouldn't count their playoff hopes just yet. I know some of you can't stand that, but that's how the standings go. Sorry. Yeah. So I think it's a smart move of the NFL to do that flex scheduling because with the Browns and Bengals the way they are, I probably wouldn't want to see that matchup just before Christmas anyway. So did the NFL make a good move here, guys? Yeah. And what do we call that, guys? What do we call that move? What do we call that move, guys? What do we call it? We call it? Yeah. So what do we call that move, guys, when that happens? A no-brainer. Oh, Steve, your UFC report. Go. Oh, correct. Okay. Okay. Oh, Diane, it's your cue. You mean do you I think it's 24. That's what I thought. I'll go with option C. Okay. Scoring for Mikey. I think it's Liverpool. No. Manchester. Manchester U. Good old Manchester U. Very, very well respected soccer team, guys. Hmm. All right. All right. I think we will go to the college football and NFL now, just so we don't run out of time. So we're going to update the college football playoff picture here. And it goes like this. All right. Number one is Oregon. Number two, the Ohio State, which beat Indiana today. They're at number five, and there is only one undefeated team left in the top 25 now. Oh boy, that's Oregon. All right. Well, Texas is number three. Penn State number. Only undefeated. No, Steve, hold it. No, because Indiana lost today. So the only undefeated team in the top 25 is Oregon because Indiana lost. So Auburn, but I don't think Army is not in the top 25 though. They were. Okay, I'll run it down. Okay. So Ohio State is number two, thanks to the win today. Texas is number three. They're playing right now. Penn State is number four. Indiana is number five. Notre Dame at six. Bama's number seven. Miami is number eight. Jimmy, I don't know about this. Ole Miss and Georgia, Tennessee and wait, Ole Miss, Georgia and Tennessee in a log jam at 8-2, and Boise State in a tie with SMU for the 12th spot. It's going to be kind of tough between Boise State and SMU. I think SMU is, I think, going to BYU is up there too. I think it's going to be a tight race here down the end of the stretch. I think, BYU might just take it if they can win big here, leaving Boise State and SMU out. I could be wrong, of course, but that's the way I look at it. Steve, Alabama's back on a roll here. If they can run the table, I think they might be able to make maybe the top five spot. That's next week. Army Navy, right. Army is number 19. Uh, yeah, okay. They are, but remember they're in another conference, and they don't get the respect they deserve, so they're not playing for a playoff spot. Although I wish they should. You know, yeah, I know, but they're being shafted. In the playoff race. I mean, Army should get respected. They beat Notre Dame, but it's still not going to be enough for the committee to convince them, to be in the playoff hunt, which is a shame. I mean, this is their best season in a long time, and they deserve the recognition. But the committee is with their selections. They get some teams get chipped even though they don't deserve it. You know, this committee is not fair with their ranking system, and they never have been. So, are you surprised? Surprised? No. Yeah. Well, actually, the rankings are yeah, the rankings are released tomorrow. That's right. All right, so I'll go now to the college and pro football. Right. Oh, by the way, any thoughts on Week 11? I'll tell you one thing though. That last week's loss by the Jets by the Colts. Oh, that was just sickening. Absolutely disgusting. We had the game in the bag, and the Colts just pulled up one of their sneaky plays, and then we lost by one. Yeah, it was. Of course, it was. Yeah, but like I said, the refs are playing as bad, so of course they made the wrong call naturally. How dumb can you be? On second thought, don't ask that question because it might get some angry letters later on. All right. So we'll go to the college rankings first. Oh, we actually have a college game on Thanksgiving. That's right, folks. We do. And it's a ranked team. So listen to this. All right. Number 20, Tulane, or used to be called Tulane, will play Memphis. Steve Davidson, who do you got? Steve Kent. Ah, yeah, maybe you're right. Diane. Mike, Roger, Jimmy, Dana. Well, I hate to sound like a cliche here, but I might be walking in Memphis. Sorry. Okay, next. All right. I know. I can hear the booze coming right now. Yeah. I know. Sheesh. All right. Boise State against Oregon State. D. Davidson. All right. Diane. I'm not sure I'm going over here. Okay. Steve Kent. All right. Mikey. Roger. Dana. Boise State. Boise State. Jimmy. And Matthew joining us now. Boise State it is. All right. Colorado versus Oklahoma State. Steve Kent. Yeah. Yes. By the way, we'll go over. We'll do a two-part on the Heisman when we resume on December 7th. Steve Davidson. Diane. Mikey. Ranger. Dana. It's going to be Colorado, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State. Okay, but I get it. Roger. I'm sorry. All right. Jimmy and Matthew. There we are. Yeah. Okay. I'm going Colorado too. All right. Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Ooh, bragging rights game. Steve Davidson. Okay. Steve. Diane. All right. Mike. Roger. Dana. Jimmy. Matthew. Ole Miss it is. Further down the line. By the way, these games are Friday, guys, so just to keep that in mind. Okay, number 10. Ooh, another bragging rights game. Georgia versus Georgia Tech. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. Yes. Wow. Okay. Diane. Mike. All right, moving on. Roger. Hold on, I'm going in order. Roger. Now Dana. Jimmy. Matthew. Georgia it is. I'm trying to go in order, so just bear with me on that. All right, Saturday. Oregon, numero uno, against Washington. Steve Davidson. All right. Steve Kent. Mike. Diane. All right. So far, it's unanimous. Roger. Dana. Jimmy. Matthew. It's unanimous. Oregon. All right. Indiana, who lost today to the Ohio State against Purdue. Steve Davidson, who do you got? Can Indiana make a comeback? All right. Steve Kent. Diane. Mike. He agrees like Hollywood Squares. Uh, we got oh, Rich is back. Okay. Roger. Dana. Jimmy. Matthew. Try pretty much. And welcome back, Richard. Who do you have in this matchup here? We're doing college football. Yes. Right. Yes. And welcome back to the show, by the way. Thank you. All right. Notre Dame, USC. Now, before I take anybody's picks, Notre Dame usually has a tough time against USC playing on the road. So, uh, although Notre Dame was highly ranked and, stands a good chance of maybe making the playoff, I'm a little worried about this game myself here because they always have a tough time against them. So, see, Davidson, who do you got here? All right. Steve Kent. Okay. Mike. Diane. All right. Good so far. Roger. Jimmy. Dana. Wherever you are. And Richard. Okay. Okay, I'll put it this way. Notre Dame is going to win, but do not expect this to be a cakewalk at all. I'll tell you that right now. All right. Who said that? Okay. All right. Moving on. BYU against Houston. We have a problem. D. Davidson. Oh, Steve Kent. Oh, BYU. Okay. Diane. All right. Mike. Roger. Dana. Jimmy. Matthew. Richard. Make it unanimous. Make it unanimous. Okay. All right. Local bragging rights matchup here. 21. Arizona State against Arizona. Steve Davidson. All right. Steve Kent. Diane. Mike. All right. Roger. All right. Uh, Dana. Jimmy. Matthew. Roger. I'm sorry. Richard. Richard. There is one in every crowd, folks. I'm gonna go with ASU though. But Arizona, good luck. Iowa State, Kansas State. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. Diane. Mike. Roger. Dana. Jimmy. Matthew. Roger. I'm sorry, Richard. Richard. Iowa State it is. All right, moving further down the line. Oh, Illinois Northwestern. Steve Davidson. Okay, okay. Steve Kent. Yes, yes. Diane. Roger. Okay. Did I get you, Mike? Go ahead. All right, Dana. Jimmy. Matt. Richard. You know what? I think you got some. I'm gonna go Northwestern for the upset. I don't always go with the majority, you know. Okay. Annual rivalry game here. The Ohio State versus Michigan. Oh, boy. Okay. Steve Davidson. Right. Okay. Steve Kent. Yeah, exactly. Diane. Mike. Roger. Dana. Jimmy. Matthew. Richard. Right, right. Yeah. Thank you, get Mr. Ohio State it is. All right. This one should be a laugher. Tennessee against Vanderbilt. I'm going Tennessee. Is there anybody here who's not taking Tennessee? I'll answer it once here. Okay. True. That's true. I guess I'd be presumptuous. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Clemson, South Carolina. Steve Davidson. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Question. This is okay. I don't know if I call it upset, but okay. Steve Kent. Diane. Roger. Okay. Mike. All right. Dana. Jimmy. Matthew. Richard. Boy. Yeah. It's a tough year. I'm gonna go with Clemson though. Okay. Army USTA. Okay, Steve, go ahead. All right. Steve Kent. Army or USTA? That's Army and USTA. Alabama's later. Okay. All right. Okay. Diane. No, good. I like that. Mike, Roger, Roger. All right, Jimmy. And Dana. That's Texas. Okay. Uh, all right. And Dana. All right. Matthew. Okay. So am I. All right. Where else do I go? Okay. Okay. Now we're here. All right, Steve. Alabama, Auburn. Iron Bowl. Iron Bowl. Remember that. Steve Kent. Diane. Mike. Roger. Jimmy. Matt. You know what? I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm gonna go with Auburn. Remember, it's happened before. Okay. Miami, Syracuse. Okay, Jimmy, go ahead. Of course. Right. Steve Kent. Steve Davidson. Sorry, Steve Davidson. All right. Now, Steve. Sorry. Oh, of course. Yeah. Diane. Really with my segue, guys. Mike. Roger. All right. Dana. Ooh. And Matthew. So am I. SMU versus California. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. Diane. Mike. Roger. Wherever you are. Jimmy. Dana. Matt. SMU it is. Missouri versus Arkansas. Sorry, Missouri. Sorry. Missouri. Steve Kent. Okay, Steve Davidson. If they don't win, it'll be Missouri. So let's put it that way. All right. Diane. Mike. Roger. Jimmy. Dana. Matt. Missouri it is. Okay. Ooh, good matchup here. Texas. Texas A&M. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. All right. Diane. Mike. Uh, Roger. Jimmy. Dana. And Matt. Texas it is. Okay, final game in the top 25, UNLV, Nevada. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent, of course. Diane. Mike. Roger. Jimmy, Dana, and Matt. All right, and for the local crew here, Rutgers, Michigan State. I'll start with local crew first. Jimmy, Mike, Diane, Roger. Okay, now everybody else. Steve Davidson, Steve Kent. I like it. I like it. Dana and Matt. I'll go Rutgers too. Michigan State's awful. All right, NFL time. And what do everybody think of that game on Thursday night in the snow? Oh my goodness, the snowball. Cleveland won it. Cleveland won it though, but I took Pittsburgh. Mhm. It was right. Great game. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys get to see it. I'm glad you survived. I had Pittsburgh. Am I the only dummy in the room who took Pittsburgh though? Thank you. Okay, no. I don't feel like an idiot now. Okay, I gotta move on, guys. We only got 25 minutes. All right. Okay, Vikings, Bears, Steve Davidson, Steve Kent, Diane, Roger. Okay, Jimmy, Dana. Okay, yeah, and Matthew. I'll go the Vikings too. Did I get everybody there? Okay, Lions, Colts, Steve Davidson, Steve Kent. Yeah, true, probably not. Diane, Roger, Mike, Dana, Jimmy, Roger, Matt. Lions it is. Okay. Patriots, Miami. Oh boy. Steve Davidson. All right. Steve Kent. Diane. Right. Diane. Mike. Roger. Dana. Jimmy. Matt. I'm going with the Patriots. Bucks, Giants. Oh boy. Steve Davidson. All right. Mike. Diane. Roger. Yes. Yes. Okay. I got to move on. Jimmy. All right. Steve Kent. Dana. And Matt. I'll go with Bucks too. Cowboys, Commanders. Steve Davidson. Dana. Your team against my team, Cowboys and the former Redskins. Never mind. I get it. I get it. Okay, Steve Davis and Steve Kent, of course. Uh, who did I get here? Let me hold on a second here. All right. Yeah, Matthew. All right. Did I get everybody in that one? Mike, I'm still going with the Cowboys anyway. Sorry. All right. Okay. Chiefs. Yep. Okay. Chiefs. Panthers. Steve Davison. Yeah. Right. Okay. Steve Kent. No. No. Not at all. Not at all. Diane. Mike. Roger. Dana. Jimmy. Matt. What a shock. Unanimous. Okay. Titans. Texans. Steve Davidson. All right. Steve Kent. Diane. Mike. Roger. Dana. Jimmy. And Matt. Matt. I'm gonna say Texans. Broncos. Raiders. Steve Davidson. Steve Davidson. Yes. Okay. I figured you would. Steve Kent. True. 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 Uh, Diane. Mike. All right. Roger. Dana. Jimmy. And Matt. Broncos it is. 49ers. Packers. Can they do it without Mr. Irrelevant? Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. All right. Yes. Yes. Okay. Moving on. Uh, Diane. Mike. Roger. Dana. Jimmy. Matt. And Packers it is. Cardinals. Seahawks. All right. D. Davidson. Steve Kent. Okay. Diane. Mike. Roger. Dana. Jimmy. Matt. Seahawks it is. Eagles. Yams. Rams. Sorry. Jimmy. D. Davidson. Steve Kent. Of course. Diane. Mike. Roger. Dana and Matt. Eagles is. Flat. What is this? Rocky? Okay. Monday night. Ravens, Chargers. Steve Davidson. All right. Steve Kent. That's true. Oh yeah. Brotherly love here, of course. The Harbaugh family feud. All right, Dana. Diane. Sorry, Diane. Mike. Yeah, hold on. Mike. Roger. Okay, now Dana. Jimmy. Matt. I'm going the Ravens. Okay, and for this week's buy schedule, ooh, we got a bunch here. The Dirty Birds, the Bills, the Bengals, the Aints with the Saints, Jets, and the Jaguars. Oh boy. Does anybody have any thoughts for the Thanksgiving games? Keep it clean. Right. Yeah, it is. Wait. Yeah. All right. So no, Packers. Yeah. Right. Okay. Um yeah, I like most of these games. I am looking forward to the Detroit Bears game because Detroit's been on a roll this year. They're looking to get back to the NFC Championship game and maybe make the Super Bowl, despite that. And mm, that's going to be an interesting game this week. I think I might like the Raiders Chiefs game on Friday. That looks to be semi interesting, so I'll look at that. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. All right, now we come to the portion of this program where I ask, since it's the time of year where we do our holiday stuff, uh, what is everybody look? Does anybody have any Thanksgiving wishes they would like to present? Anybody can answer. I'm not going anywhere here. Thank you. All right. Anybody else? Ah, thank you. Anybody can answer, guys. We're not going anywhere here. Anybody can answer. Thank you. Next. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Anybody else? Oh, right. Yes. Okay. Anyone else? Go ahead, Dana. Go ahead. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Anybody else? Yeah, go on, go on. Anybody else? That's the one downfall of the show. Okay. Well, I'm thankful that, that everybody is, tuning in, tonight and throughout the year. This was a very difficult year for me. Of course, my father passing away, but I'm glad I have my radio family here and my family beside me because this has been a very tough year, and I thank everybody for tuning in, and let's keep it going, okay? Because I really need you guys. Thank you. Okay, oh, WNBA draft lottery. Okay, the draft lottery was held this past week, so I have the results here of the 12 teams. Number one, the Dallas Wings. Well, a shock. Number two, the LA Sparks, who could use a spark. Number three, the Chicago Vanilla Sky. Oh boy. Number four, the Washington Mystics. Sorry. Number five, the new the new expansion team, the Golden State Valkyries. It's just a little joke, folks. Number six, Washington Mystics from the Atlanta Nightmare, a dream. Well, the season was a nightmare. Number seven, the New York Liberty from the Phoenix Mercury. Number eight, the Indiana Fever. Number nine, the Seattle Storm. Number 10, the Chicago Sky from the Connecticut Sun. Number 11, Minnesota Lynx. Number 12, the Phoenix Mercury from the New York Liberty. To continue on with that, the Dallas Wings selected top pick overall in the WNBA 25 draft, and they selected UConn guard Paige Beckers as an early contender to win yet another Naismith and John Wooden Award for Player of the Year. She is that good, let me tell you. The LA Sparks get the second pick overall, and the Chicago Sky get third, and Washington number four. The Sparks had the best overall chance at 44.2 with a miserable 25 and 55 record over the past two seasons. Yuck. Dallas and Chicago, 31-49 with a 22.7% chance. But Dallas had the rights to swap its first round pick after the 2023 trade that sent Marina Mayberry to the Chicago Wings, to Chicago Sky. The Wings won't be doing that now, as the case may be. And Washington, 33-47, only had a 10% chance. Okay, 10.8 if you want to get technical with me. Though Page is the headliner, the draft could be low with backup talent as well. It comes at a moment of transition when the league experienced rapid growth and the arrival of the America's darling, Caitlin Clark, who was selected first overall by the Fever. 7 of the 12 teams parted ways with their coaches in recent months, and expansion club Golden State will make its first pick next spring. The draft will take place on April 14th of next year. The location yet to be determined. So stand by. All right, just a few more notes here before we get out of here. RJ, I gotta do some hockey here and basketball. All right. Pistons guard Cade Cunningham left Thursday's game against the Hornets in the final minute of regulation and did not return with the overtime session. Cunningham fell to the floor after getting fouled by Grant Williams with 48 seconds left. Sorry, Steve. He made both free throws and gave the Pistons a brief lead in the game before he left in the fourth. Head coach J.B. Bickerstaff did not provide an update on the status of his injury. Cunningham finished with a respectable 27 points and 10 assists despite the loss. Not bad. The Hornets received team highs from Brandon Hyde with 38 points and LaMelo Ball with 35 points. Yeah. Zion has missed 7 games in a row with a strained left hamstring, and he's not likely to return anytime soon. What a shock. He's undergone multiple treatments for the hamstring, but has not recovered well enough to return to the team. The Pelicans are not expected to return for another 4 to 6 weeks, which could be 4 to 6 years by now, as he suffered the injury on November 6th against the Cavaliers. By the way, the Cavaliers lost their first game of the year on Tuesday, but won again on Thursday. So much for that. Following the timeline, Williamson could be sidelined until mid-December. However, he could be out even longer depending on how the hamstring has has been injured so often so he responds. Williamson says he has mobility is good right now, but not where he needs to be. If you ask me, a lot said Noah by Noah.com. Christian Clark, what can we do? But I have to follow protocol and guidelines. Stay in good spirits. Rehab is going well. I'm on track, but that's all I can do for now. Last season, he missed 53 games with a right hamstring injury. Well, overall, he played 70 games last season, but missed the last Pelicans 4 playoff games with a left hamstring injury. When it rains, it pours. And Zion's only played 6 of 16 games this season, but averages 22.7 points per game, 8 rebounds, 5 point assists, and 1.2 blocks. Not bad, despite the fact they're 4-12 on the year. Okay, who is your best your disappointment so far in the NHL and NBA? Quickly, I'll give you right now. I'll tell you right now. Right now, I think the disappointment has to be the 76ers and the Washington Wizards. Sorry guys, but 3-12 and 2-12 is not a great way at all. That is not a good sign. Milwaukee's disappointing too. Yeah, I mean 2 seasons they won the championship. Well, look at them now. Now they're horrible. Yes, that's a mistake right there. I think mine is the Bucks. I gotta give you that because just 2 seasons for a championship. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Montgomery, 2 seasons. Yeah. Right. I mean that's. I mean exactly. Yeah, that's the question right there. That is the clear disappointment right there. Yeah. I know exactly. It is. It's a mess. It's a sham. What can I say? And for hockey, I would say the Jets tore off to an astonishing record. And my biggest disappointment, uh, I would have to say, of course, the San Jose Sharks. Once again, not doing as well as they um, could be. Disappointing, but I'll say this: uh, yeah, that is disappointment. And the Penguins too, not good. Anybody have a best and worst moment of the month? Yeah. Oh yeah, Obi's out with an injury for 6 weeks. Yes. Yeah, and your worst? Yeah. I mean, I think my best moment of the month was when Detroit made that incredible comeback 2 weeks ago. Wow. Yeah. And by the way, Obi is out with a fractured fibia that was in the Monday night's game against the Capitals. So this puts his chances for this season to break Wayne Gretzky's record in jeopardy. Might have to wait out next season see for it to happen. I don't think it's gonna happen this year. And yeah, Ovechkin scored twice, but he was injured in a leg to leg collision with Jack McBain in the third period and did not return to the game. So tough break on that one. And the worst moment, well, I heard there was an incident with the one of the MLS soccer players who died in an accident, and that's pretty gruesome itself. So it's on that. All right. We don't have time. Yeah. All right. So we don't have time for this week in history like I thought we were going to do, but that's okay. I want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. Wherever you are, wherever you're going to go, be safe because there's a lot of crazy people that drive on the roads this time of year, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday, of course. Like I said, no show next week because I want everybody to be enjoying it with their family. But please come back on December 7th when we do the final two shows of the year. We'll take comments on the bowl games, which will start around the 21st. We'll do that in two parts, by the way, so keep that in mind. We'll do some Heisman updates as well. All right, results coming up, so I'm going to leave it at that. So have a good Thanksgiving weekend, and we'll talk again 2 weeks from now. On that note, happy Thanksgiving to you all. Good night. Don't worry, pal.